You are in a time of more impressive expansion of desire than ever before. There has never been so much contrast, which is a good thing, which causes individual personal clarity about what you are wanting. So as your desires are culminating faster and faster, there is the potential of the greatest joy that anyone has ever experienced. There is also the potential of the greatest discomfort that anyone has ever experienced. In other words, these are the best of times and these are the worst of times, depending upon how well you utilize your guidance system and how well you keep up to speed with one thing and one thing only. Not some group, not some movement, not something that somebody else is doing, but keeping up to speed with your own expanding desires, which you can't hold back. You cannot stop those desires from happening. You can't shut yourself away from the variety that surrounds you, and therefore you cannot stop coming to personal preferences, personal improvements, personal desires, and they emanate from you constantly, and the source within you keeps up with them. The question that this gathering wants to help you to consider and to accomplish is the maintenance of that gap between your desire, which is always expressing forward, and your moment by moment habits of thoughts or beliefs about the same thing. It's a normal thing for a new experience to cause new expansion that you are not vibrationally up to speed with, but it is not necessary for that gap, for that difference to go on and on and on, as so many humans allow it to be. And the reason that so many allow an unnecessary gap is because you are fixated on the reality as if it means everything. It's like what is to so many humans feels like an indictment of who they are or how worthy they are, when really all it is a snapshot, a moment in time where thought that has been practiced is manifesting into a stronger vibration that can be read by more vibrational indicators. In other words, your eyes and ears and nose and fingertips and tongue, all of these physical sensors, what they are vibrational interpreters. And so the reality that you see is interpreted through your vibrational interpretation. That's why every moment in time is truly nothing more than perceptual. But perceptual means everything, because what you're perceiving is what you're living. It's what you're feeling. It's what life feels like to you. A handful of you could be walking through the same crowd on the same day, in the same moment, on the same street, and you could be having entirely different experiences one from another, because your read on things is different. And it's not just that you are perceiving differently, it's that the vibrations of the moment are so multitudinal. They are on so many different frequencies. There is such a range of things happening around you all the time that the frequency that you have practiced is what equals your perspective. So most humans are moving around the planet trying to get others to agree with them on the badness of moments in time, and then they're trying to orchestrate laws and enforcement of those laws in order to control conditions so that what you perceive is pleasing to you. And we want you to understand that, well, we'll ask you, how's that working out? And so we want you to understand that there is a much easier adjustment to make, and it's your perceptual adjustment. It's the way you perceive reality. And so when we say you create your own reality, we mean not only do you create the circumstances and events the way you want them to be, but you also adjust your frequency so that you are the perceiver of the environment the way you want it to be, which means the less time you spend with others trying to get their account of what they are perceiving, then the more free you are to create it as you want it to be. Now we know these are strong words. It feels like Star Trek. It feels like something out there in the outer limits. But we want you to understand that once you accept that you are a vibrational creator in a vibrational universe, and you learn to use the tools that you were born with in order to perceive where you stand, you are going to begin to live the most delightful experience as you have control, yes, of your perspective. Yes, you're going to see more of what you're wanting to see. Yes, you're going to tune yourself more so that law of attraction is just going to bring you more of what you want. You're going to be able to look into an environment and see it as you want it to be, no matter how somebody else is seeing it. And that is irritating to so many of you, because it sounds like, oh, well, then it'll just continue to be bad, but I'll get on my rose-colored glasses, and so I won't know it, and I'll be one of those weird people that doesn't face reality. And we say, exactly. Exactly, because you are not a facer of reality, you are a creator of reality, you see. But it's not just that your perception will change, it is that as your perception changes, which is your indicator. Exactly, because you are not a facer of reality, you are a creator of reality, you see. But it's not just that your perception will change, it is that as your perception changes, which is your indicator that your vibrational stance has changed, then the realities that do form, the realities that do materialize, the realities that do actualize will conform to your perception. That's the thing that we want you to understand. We're not just trying to get you to twirl your perception into something unusual. We want you to understand that when you do, that reality will conform. Your reality will conform. Say it better. Your reality is already conforming. Your reality